everyone, it's Jordan here, and we're going to talk about my semester. Okay, but before we start, can we just talk about the fact that I was going to sit on this stool to record this video, okay? And then I remembered that I'm an adult and I have kitchen chairs. You know, can I just blame it on finals week? Obviously, my semester just got done. I just finished up the rest of my courses today, Tuesday, April 27th. And starting off, my semester got done really early this year. Like, typically, we get done in, like, middle of May is when our finals week is, like, second week of May. It's pretty much always when our finals week was. Not this year, and I think a lot of it had to do with COVID, because honestly, my spring semester looked so different this year because of the pandemic. So typically we have a week of spring break, but this semester they sprinkled in spring break days. And at first I thought it was a good idea. I'm like, yeah, like we still get a break throughout the semester. I was wrong. They sucked. Honestly, like I hated the whole semester, and I am someone who loves school. I've always been excited for the start of a new school year. Like, school supply shopping is my favorite time of the year. And you will see that come July when I am already going school shopping. Although that video probably won't be posted till August because no one's going to be looking for that video in July. Anyway, but I will be going shopping in July because I love school. I love learning. And that's part of the reason why I want to be a teacher. But this semester, it hurt me. Like, mentally, it hurt me. And it was hard enough having half a semester online last year because of the pandemic. And then I understood when we continued to do distance learning in the fall, and that sucked. Like, my mental health was not good. I mean, I had a lot of personal issues going on, and I still have those personal issues going on, and that's part of why I had such a rough semester. So, I'm editing a video right now, and I'm just gonna throw this in there because I just talked about something for like 2 minutes that really didn't need to be talked about in the video. It doesn't really make any point. The point is that I have some mental health things going on and just things in life going on that really affect me emotionally daily. Like, it's just consuming stuff that I'm dealing with, and there is some legal parts of it, which is why I'm not talking about it, as well as I'm just not ready for that yet. But maybe one day. So I just summed that up for you in like a fourth of the time. You're welcome. And then the semester really just drug on after that. Like, it just... Like I said, I love school, but like, even my planners. Like, I'm typically like very planner heavy. I love my planners. I use them. They're like my Bible. If I don't have my planner, I am all over the place. And I've been all over the place all semester because I haven't had the motivation to use my planner. I mean, and honestly, online learning is so difficult for me. Online learning, I can't focus. I have diagnosed ADHD, and I cannot focus in my apartment. When I'm on my ADHD meds and I'm in my apartment, I clean my apartment. I don't do the work I need to do. And so that's been a big issue this semester is procrastination. Because I can't focus in my apartment and I can't go to campus, and even if I could, you have to jump through hoops, and it's just such a big process, you know? Like, I can't just walk to campus like I used to. Like, I mean, even if you want to go to the library at the beginning of the semester, you had to set up a time. Like, you couldn't just go to the library because they're doing everything they can to prevent, you know, the pandemic, which I appreciate. I understand why these measures are in place. But it has been so hard as a student to be able to focus and get all my work done, especially, like, I take super heavy class loads because I am a double education major graduating in 5 years, and that includes student teaching. It's not like 5 years in the classroom and then a semester of student teaching. No, I'm graduating in 5 with my semester of student teaching. So in reality, I'm doing all the work for my double major in 4.5 years. And that's a lot. That is so much. And that, once again, will be a video at a later date. And so that really made the semester hard the overwhelming amount of classes, as well as a lot of my classes were very like self-managed classes. It wasn't a traditional like, oh, go to Zoom at this time. I mean, only 2 of my classes had Zoom meetings, and other than that, like, I was pretty much on my own. I mean, I had 3 classes where I had assignments due, which brings me to the next point of why online learning is so hard, because all of a sudden all your professors are having everything due Sunday night. I mean, 2 of my courses were due Sunday night at midnight, and it felt like it stripped my weekends away. You know, the weekends that you typically get that are a break and you can sit and do homework to prep for the next week, or homework due on Monday, that felt stripped away from me. I felt like I didn't have any time for myself as well. I felt like I never got a break. And then when around that time that spring break was supposed to roll around, like, I needed that week. I was mentally not okay. Like, I could not focus on my classes. I didn't have any motivation. Like, as someone who loved school, I hated it. It was my enemy. And I've never felt that way about school. I've never felt that way about my classes, especially classes that, like, I was super excited for when I first read the course descriptions. I was so excited to learn about curriculum, instruction, and assessment, which is one of the courses I took this semester. I'm so excited because I'm finally getting into the courses that relate to my major. I was supposed to have clinicals this semester, and it just ended up being me tutoring. I didn't actually get to go and work with students. I was just tutoring, which is my second job, because I tutor on campus. And so I spent my entire semester for my clinical hours tutoring a single student for 30 hours, which wasn't bad. It's just not what I imagined for my clinical experience. And even now, I get to stress about the fact that those clinical hours that counted for class might not even count towards my degree. So I'm going to be an entire year behind on my clinical hours, and that stresses me out. My cat is playing with some peanut bubbles on the floor, like the poppy things. I'll be right back. This is what she is playing with, because I'm moving right now, and she has decided that she's going to drag this on the ground and run back and forth in it. Yeah, you're such a jerk. Don't be sweet to me. That's not... Go away. 1 second. I'm sorry for any noise. I apologize. I have a cat. They're kind of annoying sometimes. Anyway, I've now lost my train of thought. Oh, spring break. When I got to spring break, I needed that break, and I didn't get that break, and that really killed my motivation for the rest of the semester. I mean, mentally, I was just, with classes and the personal issue going on and more personal issues, my life was just a mess. And I was just not mentally okay. Like, there were days I would just cry in frustration because I didn't know what to do anymore. And so I know they tried to compromise with the idea of spring break days, but it was a terrible compromise. Because with all of your classes being online, you still felt like you had so much work to do those days. I mean, especially for people like me who only had 2 Zoom lectures. I mean, I went to one 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I had another one that I went to Tuesday and Thursday. So I had a Zoom lecture Monday through Friday every week. I had one. But when you get a spring break day and you only get off from 1 lecture attendance but nothing else, it's not helping you. Another one of my courses had stuff due on Monday at midnight every week. And when those spring break days were on a Monday, do you think we got those assignments off? No, they were still there. We were still expected to do them. And I understand we had a week to do the assignments, but as I stated earlier, ADHD, having a hard time to getting anything done in my apartment, and having nowhere else to go and do my assignments. It's just, this entire semester was just such a bad mixture for me with my classes and my life and just my being a person. I mean, my favorite place to study is in the library with some light music. And I sit on the 2nd floor where you can only whisper. For those of you that don't know, some colleges have like 3 floors to their library, and like the 1st floor is like talking level. That's where you sit and do group work. 2nd level is whispering, and then the 3rd level is absolute silence. You cannot talk, you can't breathe. my spaces that I used to work on campus that I was so productive in stopped working. I couldn't go there anymore. And my ADHD medication didn't work at home because I was in a space that made me want to clean, because every time I was on it, all I could think about was all the things I had to do at my apartment. And so I would go and do those things. I mean, I had one day where I went to go clean Athena's litter box, and I cleaned my whole floor. I moved all the furniture. I did everything. I mean, it took me like 2 hours, and I had assignments due later that day that I needed to get done. I mean, I know I'm just ranting and complaining, and a lot of these were personal issues, but I know a lot of students struggled this last year, especially with online classes. Like, I know it's not just me, and a lot of the reason why we're struggling is because we have all those other things going on, and all of a sudden this best learning environment that we had been in for years got swiped out from underneath the rug. And like I said, I understand why it happened. I understand that it needed to be done. I agree that this is the way we should have done it. But it made it so difficult on students. And I know it was difficult on instructors as well. I mean, like, how do you flip an entire class in a matter of weeks? I mean, that would be difficult for anyone. And obviously they didn't have to do that this semester, but still, it's hard to teach a class online. It's how do you still get that same student engagement and stuff like that? And I really do understand all of it. But today I'm ranting about me and my issues, and this semester was rough. I was not mentally okay, and the way my professors set up their classes were not helping, paired with everything else going on in my life. And I just, because of the online format, I never felt like I got a break. I was never allowed to remove myself from school. It had consumed every waking moment of my life, and that was draining. And I think a lot of the students would agree with me. I mean, I'd agree with me, but then again, that's my opinion. It's just, it was rough. This last semester was so hard, and I don't think some professors fully understood what we as students were going through. They definitely only saw their side of it. I mean, last week I had a professor assign 3 assignments for us to do and a quiz. And then on Friday sent out another quiz in our last exam, and his exam was 77 questions, 70 regular and 7 bonus. And that was a very long exam, and it was a take-home exam, so yes, we had plenty of time, but he just crammed 3 assignments and 2 quizzes and an exam, and basically told us we had a week to do it. Like, that's nuts. That's not how classes should be run. You can't just pile stuff on students at the end of the semester. And I'm just, like, looking back at it now, like, I'm hoping next semester isn't online. Like, I really just, like, I hope. I mean, I have 2 chemistry courses to take online. I took a chemistry course first semester. And the way that class was set up and managed was just horrible. And I'm not excited at the idea of having to take another chemistry course online, because it was brutal. So I guess, I mean, I don't have any ways to fix it. I just wanted to rant because I'm frustrated. I think we're all frustrated. And I miss going to campus, and I miss seeing people, and I miss my spaces. And I miss being able to be me, because that's another thing, is just the online classes have just been so difficult for me, because like I said, I love school and I hated it this semester. I mean, I've been looking forward to the end of the semester since the semester started back in January, and I think that was the hardest thing for me, is not loving learning. It's so hard when something you love and you're so passionate about and something you want to teach is just the worst thing in the world. So, it was rough. It was definitely rough. Mentally, not okay. Emotionally, not okay. Honestly, just fried. I'm ready for fall semester. I just hope it's not online. Once again, I understand if it needs to be, but... So, thanks for coming to my TED Talk, everyone. Not the most uplifting video, but we're here, and I don't think I would be honest if I didn't show the bad parts of my life. I mean, my channel's called Jordan's Journey, and if I had a bad semester and I feel like I had a bad semester, then I had a bad semester. And like I said, I understand the reasons behind it, but that doesn't mean I have to like it. I ranted, and honestly, I feel better. I feel very good coming out of the semester. I mean, I still did well in all of my classes. It's definitely a lot. Anyway, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out other videos over there. And to any future students out there, I hope I don't suck, and I'll see you in class tomorrow. Bye, everyone.